Before the beginning, the Cosmic Lords crafted 3 artifacts. First was the Astral Domine, infused with the power of life itself. Next, the Chaos Moleri, source of all change. Last was the Destiny Dominus, containing all knowledge. The Lords created the very first world using these artifacts, Planet Dominus, and placed it next to the Cosmic Circle. When the work of creation was finished, the Lords hid the items using the Cosmic Forge, and so their secrets remained hidden for a time. Then the unthinkable happened. The Cosmic Forge was stolen. The magic concealing the 3 items failed. News of the artifacts spread throughout the countless worlds. With it spread an even more unbelievable rumor. Whoever obtains all 3 will gain the powers of the Cosmic Lord. The Astral Domine was first of the 3 to be found. Hidden on a remote world, it was the subject of a bitter war between the militant Umpane, the devious Trang, and the Dark Savant. In the end, the Dark Savant gained the Astral Domine. Within it, he found a map pointing to Dominus. The Chaos Moleri was discovered half a galaxy away. The Mook found the device when it tore through a nearby moon with unbelievable force. When the Mook recovered the object, they too discovered a map. The Destiny Dominus collected dust in a remote monastery on Dominus for uncounted years. Its true powers concealed with magic writ by the Forge. But the Destiny Dominus is no longer there. A madman named Martin stole it, they say. And Martin has vanished. A new age is about to begin. A new page will be written in the Book of Fate. It is the time of the Ascension and the dawning of a new destiny. Who will prove worthy? Who will become Cosmic Lords themselves?
Hey there everyone, this is Aurelian. Why is this Aurelian? Well, it was always meant to be Aurelian, but I didn't know that I could change my YouTube thing until very recently. So I decided to fix that. Yep, that's the story. And we're playing Wizardry 8. This game, if you're not familiar with it, is a first-person, party-based, dungeon crawl-esque game released in, like, 2001. It's pretty old. It's pretty gnarly looking for something with polygons, but it is also one of my favorite games of all time. Partly because of, well, the fact that you get to make your own 6 dudes. Not gonna lie, I respect that in a game. So, this is the first screen of character creation. I'm just gonna go very quickly over what every class does. There's basically 4 kinds of classes. The non-magical basic ones. The basic magical ones, like Priest and Mage and Psionic. The hybrids, like Lord and Valkyrie. And Bishop is in a class of its own. That, in that order, determines how long it takes for those classes to gain levels. So Fighters and Thieves, Rogues, level the fastest. Rangers and Samurai level... or sorry, Priests, Mages, Alchemists, they level slightly slower. Lords, Rangers, Samurai, Monk, I think Ninja, level a little bit slower than that, and then the Bishop takes forever. And just very quickly, fighters, they can berserk. That's their main thing. Lords regenerate health and they learn priest spells. Valkyries can only be women, but they can cheat death. When they die, they have a very high chance of coming straight back to life. They also learn priest spells. Rangers learn alchemist spells, but their main thing is that they're constantly searching. Also, they can get ranged criticals. Samurai do lightning strikes. You'll know when it happens, and they can learn mage spells. Ninja, I believe, also learn alchemy spells. Their main thing is that they can get critical hits when they throw shuriken and stuff like that. Thrown weapons auto-penetrate, and their criticals often automatically kill. They're crazy. We won't be having one, though. Monks are awesome. Yep. Rogues, they attack by backstabbing, and they're very good at locks and trap stuff. Other than that, very underwhelming. Gadgeteers also do the locks and traps thing, and they can merge items into gadgets, and they get an upgrading gun. Bards can play instruments. Instruments are pretty okay. They get weaker later on, but like they're very front-loaded, whereas gadgeteers are roughly the same thing with their gadgets, but they're very back-loaded. Bards also make you camp better faster. Priests can pray for miracles, and they cast priest spells. Alchemists cast alchemist spells. They can mix potions while you're camping, and you can mix potions manually, although I don't really know anything about that. Bishops can learn spells from all 4 types of spells. There's the priest, alchemist, psionics, and mage spell books. Bishops get all 4, but they don't get more spells per level, so it's just you still kind of have to focus them on 1 or 2. Psionics are the best for various reasons. And mages, they're very good against at resisting magic, and other than that, not particularly special. They have the kind of spells you would expect a wizard to have. So, for the characters that we'll be using, I should tell you this first. You may have noticed that the stats are like this. Basically what happens is every character has 60 bonus points. Every race has a set of starting attributes, and basically the starting attributes are deducted by the bonus points to match the requirements of the profession, and then you get to spend the leftover. That's the gist of it. Anyway, I will tell you now that I am one of those guys. Totally writing this book, and it's gonna be awesome. And it's a work in progress, but it's gonna blow your mind, man. Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm sorry. And so the characters that I'm making are the main characters from that book. This guy, Arcturus, named after Arcturus Minsk, is an alchemist. Alchemists are the special mages because they cast mainly off of dexterity, which is kind of weird. Everyone else requires mostly intelligence. To them, it's their secondary stat. He is also going to be our main healer, which kind of goes against character, but a better class for him would be Mage or Psionist, and they both kind of suck. So, for him to be, I suppose I should correct. What am I doing? I don't want points in that right now. Oops. I don't actually want those there yet. I want those there. These are the skills. Most of them are fairly straightforward. The combat ones determine your chances of hitting, while the individual weapon skills determine how many attacks you get and how strong they are. Shields, I don't know exactly what they do. But yeah, okay, improves armor class and chance to penetrate, whatever. Mythology is your chance to recognize monsters. At higher levels, you can figure out resistances, weaknesses, and exact hit point amounts. Artifacts allows characters to identify stuff. For a mage, any of the mages, you really just want to throw all of your points into these. They can gain them themselves, but it's a little bit awkward. Now, the third and last page of character creation is the face and name and voice thing. This is one of my favorite parts of this game. I've actually recorded this part before. It just takes too long to run you through everything, but for one thing, you can, of course, pick a portrait. You can pick a female portrait for a male character. Makes a little bit less sense with these races, but you may have noticed, you know, the lizard man race, the draken race, the Felper, what were they called? The Bwappies. And the mooks, they're a little bit more ambiguous over what gender is what. Also, there's a special ninja gender thingy. I don't really get that one. It's a very handy feature here because I don't really like none of these men look like Arcturus. Not even remotely. I believe those are all supposed to be dwarves. These are gnomes. Oh yeah, and something I did want to show off. This guy. These are the halflings, I think. This guy totally looks like my friend Ed. And she is very similar to my wife. Smaller lips, wider nose. Even the hair color matches the color of my wife's hair right now. It's pretty great. And yeah, actually, I said none of the elves really look like Ark. None of the humans really look like Ark either. He's platinum blonde. But I go with this because, you know. And the voices, they lend personality to the characters, and I really like that part of this game. Some of them are terrible.
You want me fight? I fight.
You know, that is acceptable if you've got, this guy and he's got minimum intelligence and whatever. But oh god, this one.
Sure. I'm itching to do something wild and reckless anyway.
Yeah. So many of them are less than stellar.
Don't worry about a thing, friend. I'll take care of it for you.
I like that one, though. It's kindly. None of the personalities really match the character that well, though. Our second character will be Edmund Gatsby, human samurai. Samurai are very good with swords. That's their thing. And so they're not very good at human, though, I notice. But, you know, virtually any race class combination is passable. Very few of them are going to bite you in the ass, unless you kind of allow them to. So, he'll be our mythology guy, I think. Edmund. Oh god. Not very good at touch typing. And yeah, a greater than one number of my characters may be slightly named after StarCraft characters. It's a sci-fi-ish book.
All right, but don't expect me to waste my time yakking.
I disagree with the use of the word yakin, but that's a good voice for him, I think. Third up, I should mention that this game actually does kind of prefer women, and so it sort of sucks that of the main characters, 3 of them are men. Or, 4 of them are men. Because I sincerely would be better off with more women. Basically, women can equip necklaces of stamina, which I believe there's only 3 of them in the game. Oh Oh shoot, that's right, they're really good. Oh. 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 Oh, we're gonna finish him. He's gonna be our mythology guy. I totally forgot about that. I'm actually gonna make him a lizard man. I'm gonna push the right keys. Play this in the dark so that my finches don't speak while I'm recording. Because otherwise it would be bad, but you know, has the added effect of I'm completely blind to what my keyboard says.
He was happy to join. He thought it would make an exciting chapter in his book.
His book. That's pretty great. Unfortunately, you can't really edit characters, which blows, but I'm just gonna quickly go through this again. I should talk a little bit about how stuff works. When your attributes reach 100, you gain, I think, 6 stat points to distribute. Something like that every time you level. The character unlocks a bonus skill. Those are amazing. So you do want them to start as close to 100 in their important stats as possible early on, because the sooner they can reach the place where you want them to be, the much better off you are. And yeah, we'll go with that. We'll talk more about those when they come up. For now, it's not that important. I am not doing the ideal set of things, though. This is Sylvic. She holds a special place in my heart because I love playing monks, and she happens to be a monk. And so I tend to play Sylvic as a character as often as possible. Her hair should be white, and her face isn't right at all, but whatever. Which one is it? Right.
Release your hold on this world. All things change or perish. This is a great enlightenment.
There's not really a good voice for her, but that one is entertaining. Also, where... I believe it was Cunning. No. This one is painful, and I apologize in advance, but you just have to hear how terrible it is.
You got it. I'm ready for anything, and I mean anything.
Yeah. Roseanne much? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Anyway, yeah. And secondly, we're going to have a fairy psionic. Fairies are kind of a special race because they can't carry as much, and they have terrible starting, like, physical stats, but +2 armor class bonus. Armor class works like D&D, where it's also dodging. They can't wear most armor, but the armor they can wear is unique to them, and one of the best pieces of armor in the game is a fairy thing. Whichever. We'll probably get hers eventually. But they are really good at resisting. Like, holy crap. And anything magic you ask them to do, they do it. I mean, they do it really well. So we're actually going to kind of waste some of our points, make her a little bit better with strength, and we're going to give her some vitality. You know, we're just going to give her that much vitality, and then dump the rest of it into speed and dexterity. Speed, of course, being important for everyone, because the sooner they act, the happier off you can be. She's not going to be a main healer, but we are going to give her a little bit to help her out there. And actually, I'll throw our first points in here in that regard. Yeah, and I don't really like the looks of fairies, but Tilly doesn't not look like that, so... The actual character that she's based off of is... Okay. I'm playing this in a tiny window on my computer. Screen thingy. Monitor. My computer screen thingy. Yep. I took that year of A+ certification. The character that she's based off of is an Eri. They're not really fairies. They're just kind of the same as the race that the two elves are based off of, but they tend to have wings. She doesn't. She has all the negatives with none of the positives, but anyway.
Well, well. I wondered when you would get around to me. You won't be disappointed.
And she's arrogant as fuck. I love it. Last but not least, oh god, not least, jeez, he has to be close to my favorite voice in the whole game. This, you aren't ready for this. I can't play this up enough. It is the best. By the way, he's going to be our main locks and traps guy. Not as good as having a dedicated thief, because the blue skill, you may have seen, has a plus 25% bonus on top of whatever its current value is. I don't know if that's like 25% as in 25 points, or if that's 25% of what you have, but and yeah, that's not actually his last name, but the Gaff is from the character Gafgarian. In either case, basically, they're just really good at the thing that you ask them to be good at, so it works. And the voice?
There are two kinds of people, hunters and their prey. Let me assure you, I am one of the hunters.
He's amazing. So, that's our party. Now, what we're going to do, the characters are saved, is I can't actually play the videos here because they go full screen. The game is not meant to be played in window mode at all. So I'm going to play the introduction video. Hopefully I'll be able to splice it in, ideally just straight from the big file, but failing that I'll find it on YouTube or something. And then I will play the opening video, which you can import characters from Wizardry 7, which I've never played, and they'll start off in a location based on how you ended Wizardry 7. I know that there's 2 factions that you can start out in their area, and I think there's a 3rd possible starting place for imported characters. For us, we're going to wind up at the monastery, which is probably one of the best, like, mandatory opening dungeons that I've ever seen. It's not like Telos in Knights of the Old Republic, or what's another bad one? Anyway, it's not like those. It's actually legitimately a lot of fun. I make parties to tackle just that place and then don't play any further. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Like, I've got 2 videos to splice in, and I'll see you on the other side of the recording destroying video. Goodbye.
Grimpak the Mook hired you as an escort for a long voyage. He didn't say a word about where he was going or how long it would take. You were astonished to see such a huge metal ship. Grimpak must be a very great wizard to make such a thing sail. As soon as you entered, the ship set sail. That metal ship went straight up, making a sound like 1,000 angry dragons. For a long time, you sailed through the endless night. Then, at last, Grimpak broke his long silence.
The time has come to tell you the purpose of my trip. My fellow Mook have discovered an extremely unusual artifact. This has led them to a world called Dominus, where they are investigating a native ritual called the Ascension. They have asked me to assist, but there is some danger involved, so I have brought you along as protection. We will be landing shortly. Our descent may be a bit difficult.
As you begin your descent, your craft comes under the baleful watch of the Dark Savant and his black ship.
Master, we have detected a ship.
I arrived too late to stop the others, but these intruders will never enter the circle!
What should I do?
Destroy them!
The shock of the attack throws you to the deck. For a time, all is dark. Slowly, your senses return. You have washed up on a beach among the rest of the crash debris. It's a miracle that you're still alive, but your biggest challenge is still ahead of you. Your ship is gone. You're stranded on a strange world, and somewhere, far above, the Dark Savant awaits. You turn toward shore and plan your next move.